So women's quarter, Quanera Hayes gets the win. Gordon, she's been on our radar for a couple months now, we can say. Allyson Felix with a come from behind final 100 gets the second spot in 50.02. And Wadeline Jonathas pulls it together, shows some of that 2019 form there, 50.03. Kendall Ellis finishes fourth after fading in the final 100, runs 50.10. Serenity, I'll go to you on this one first because you've run probably faster 400s than Gordon has. What did you think? This was a thrilling race. This was a very exciting. It had so many lead changes and shifts in momentum. It was a fun one to watch for all three places.
It was absolutely amazing to watch, honestly. This was the most – well, this is the event where it had the most collegiate athletes in it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Shea Anderson ran really well. So did Taylor Manson. They did not come to play. They did not get intimidated with the big names, nor anybody going out hard. Lena Irby went out very hard in the first 200 like she always does. But I will have to give kudos to Kendall Ellis also. She runs extremely fearless, and she's been running these rounds very fearless too. Expected Allyson Felix. Where she has a will, she's going to make a way regardless. Allyson is somebody that you cannot doubt. But honestly, I think that the biggest shock from this result is Quanera. And I will say that because she has not really been on the radar this whole year. She's always been like an honorable mention, always runs really tough. But when she was going through these rounds, it basically just like reminded me, I'm like, okay, Quanera's in the race. I keep forgetting about her. She's in the race. Who's the one with the perfect form, running very relaxed, running very controlled? Is Quanera. So this was just a spectacular event today. It's going to be a great 4x4.
It's going to be very interesting decisions in those 4x4. That last 100 was thrilling. And Felix's race was interesting. She went out really aggressively, and you're thinking, okay, Felix in the first couple rounds was managing her energy, and she's going to put it all out here, and she could win this thing. And then in the second 100 and the third 100, well, then other people start to make the move, and then she falls back to where she was. I didn't get a good look at it, but it looked fifth or sixth maybe coming off the final curve. She certainly was way behind top three, and then guts it out. So she ran a really aggressive first 100 and last 100, and she does it again, Gordon. Olympics number 5 for Felix.
Yeah, it's impressive. She you foreshadowed this about her timing it at the right moment. She runs her fastest time in the past, like, what? When's the last time she's run this fast? 2018, 17? I don't even know.
Let's go back to 17, I think.
17. So she runs her fastest time since 17 at the Olympic trials in the final, when it mattered most. Gets that top 3 spot. Question is, is she going to be able to be in contention for a medal at the Olympics? I'm not trying to be an Allyson Felix hater, but based on what you see here, I feel like, Quanera Hayes is going to be running even better. And then also Shawnee Miller-Weibo, if she chooses to do the 400, you have Nasser. Mm-hmm. So the goal of being able to get that one extra Olympic medal might be an even harder task than it was to make this team. I thought making the team was hard, but what do you think her chances are of being top 3 in Tokyo? Do you think they're good, bad, easy, hard?
Oh, 50-50? I think it just depends. Well, it depends on what Shawnee Miller-Weibo does, number one. Have we seen Salwa Eid Nasser this year? Travis, can you pull up Salwa Eid Nasser's year on World Athletics? I don't think we've seen her at all this year. And there's obviously going to be, people like Jamaica is going to send a decent group. But listen, she was right in that thing. I mean, yeah, she was close to third place and close to fourth place, but she's not too far behind Quanera Hayes. So I think she's going to be right there. Good tweet by Corey Carter, by the way. For those of you watching there. But I think it depends who shows up. I think it's impossible right now to say, and she's given herself a chance. I think at the very least, she's top 6 going into this? 7?
Yeah. I mean, at least a finalist. Yeah.
Don't dig yourself. You just got out of that hole. You just got out of that hole doubting Felix. Don't start doubting her again. It makes no sense to do that. Serenity, can you talk some sense into Gordon, please?
Hey, I think what we need to realize is Allyson Felix is not here to play. she never has been here to play. You can doubt her all you want, but then she's going to continuously do what she needs to do. I have found myself in a situation where I'm like, well, let's just see how it goes for her. Maybe she's just like running back into shape, because I have had Allyson Felix on my wall, like in my room, since I was a little girl. And that was back when the 400 looked easy for her. You know, when her and Sonya would go battle to battle, and it looked so smooth. Now seeing Allyson having to work from the back is very new for me and for a lot of viewers. But at the same time, she continues to prove herself. And I just love this picture. Her and Quanera with her kids. I think that she just finds a new motivation every year. If it's not an injury, then it's, you know, everything that happened with Nike. If it's not that, then it's her new baby. So I think that as long as she keeps finding motivations, then she's going to keep kicking people's butts and making it into the finals.
I mean, you look, because of the way the Olympics are, we get fascinated around numbers, right? This is Michael Phelps got 9 golds or whatever. Brian Lochte did this, or Katie Ledecky did that, or Usain Bolt won this many. Like, Olympics are a time where people really rally around numbers. So obviously 5 is something that people resonate, that resonates with people. But if you just take a step back and you think about it, so from 2004 to 2020 or 21 now, she's been top 3 in the United States in either the 200 or the 400. Like, that's a long time to be that good at an event that hard in a country as good as the US. If you listed all of the Olympic teams by country, by sport, difficulty to make, like women's sprints in the US would be near the top of the list just based on the quality of performers year in and year out. And Allyson Felix has done it 5 times over this span from 2004 now to 2021. And I think we can kind of get lost in that because, you know, the gold medal count isn't as high as Michael Phelps, right? Or she wasn't the star of the Rio Olympics. It was somebody at the attention with somewhere else. But just take a step back and think about how hard it is to be that good in a sport that is that widely contested throughout the world. It puts in context what Felix has meant to this, to the sport of track and field.
Agreed.
Very well said. Yeah, that was that was very well said. No, yeah, that was very well said.